So let's zero in on the issue. I'm going to take my foot off the mat, drop my knee only for illustration purposes, so I'm not making John uncomfortable while I explain. So first grip, right, I was riding it out. I may need to make an adjustment in here of where my hand's going based on how deep my initial grip is, okay? So again, just to make sure that I'm kind of clear on that, if I had my thumb shallow like this, meaning the inside edge of that wrist is not already touching the carotid, then what I may do is bring this one in here and then make a little shift, okay? So, kind of a little calculated move, right? So I make connection, good, then I make this little shift, so I just stick my thumb in here and then I go from there. If I'm already pretty deep, then there's no reason for me to do that step. I don't need to kind of, rope walk or rope climb up in that manner. All I need to do really is just slide my hand in there. But at the moment before I bring my arm around to the other side of his neck, I will have this orientation. Okay, so thumb and wrist touching his neck on this arm, and then my forearm will come in here and be on my side of that first grip. Okay. Now from here, okay, this is where, again, if I feel like he might be trying to turn into me, right, that I can kind of block him out. But then it's going to be just this little yank motion here. Yeah, I'm doing it slow, but you might do this a little bit. Again, not rough, but it's going to be kind of loose and like snappy. So just kind of pick him up and bring this over. And right at this moment, like, I kind of keep everything really light, because if you have a death grip, it's going to feel very labored to bring this around. So like everything kind of lightens up during that little transitional moment. So pull, bring this over, and then from here, everything cinches tight. And when I say tight, my arms are loose, but here's the critical piece that we were just talking about individually. So let me have a spin just this way. Okay. So when I use the gi, it is a lever. And the first thing, the more important thing than even the gi itself and any grips I have on the gi, is the alignment, again, of my correct part of my forearm, wherever that is, for the choke. Okay, like an X choke, closed guard X choke, it's going to be the back of the hand. Right here, it's going to be the bony edges. I want that to touch the arteries. Okay, once you have connection, that's more important than anything else we're going to talk about. But assuming I have connection, so touching the artery, what I don't want to do is to conform to his neck. I want to take all the space away. I use the grips to engage into the neck. So if anything, it's not here, it's here. Just a very slight little, like that. Very little strength involved. You don't have to go and, get a dummy or, do some sort of apparatus where you're doing this, for 5 hours a day to build up like shearing force. You need to just get better at making connection. Once I have that, once I pull this around, okay, from here, you'll notice if I do this, I can squeeze all day, and I'm actually doing this like kind of swan's neck with my wrist, and that's actually conforming to his neck. I'm giving him space. So my arms stay loose, I just stay connected, but I cinch everything in. Right now, not on the artery, on the artery. Not on it, right? He already feels that. Now, when I say that I bring that top elbow into it slightly, that is simply a trajectory. What I'm not doing is this. Elbows coming out, pulling. That is never the way an X choke is done. It's like common error that you see. People trying to use their arms instead of really using like the leverage. So my arms are loose, okay? I'm just connecting to the artery. And then as I start to drop my weight as the finishing pressure, I just make this little adjustment to really hit the artery from this particular angle, because I am sort of shifted over here like this to one side of his body. So I'm just finding that as a little helper, right? So from here, connect, okay, so not connected. I'm in the right place, but I'm not connected yet. Connect. Now, dropping my weight, and you see this top elbow, if you just watch it, my arms are loose the whole way through. Top elbow just kind of flares up a little bit right there, okay? And again, if I wanted to continue to drop down, my head could go all the way to the mat, and your partner's head will pop off and roll over there, okay? But that's the idea. So feel it before you try and just go like boom, 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 squeeze and pull with your arms. Like feel the neck and let that guide everything else. Okay? Any questions? All right, let's try it again.